Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy DJ TLM. You're watching DJ TLM TV, and I have some footage that I really want to share with you guys. I got a lot of questions about how to make routines, and I had the opportunity to talk to someone who knows a lot about making routines. A couple of months ago, we had a Dutch finals of the Red Bull Thre3style here in Amsterdam, and Eskei83 was one of the judges. Now, Eskei83 has won the Red Bull Thre3style World Championship. He's very well known for his routines, and he was one of the judges, and he took some time to talk with me about making routines. Now, the footage was shot in one of the dressing rooms. There was no lighting at all. The sound wasn't great, but I wanted to take that footage any way I could, so I just placed that camera on a table. We sat on that couch and had that little conversation. So my apologies for the quality of the footage, but I think this conversation can still bring value to people who want to know more about routines. So without further ado, enjoy this little convo with Eskei83. Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy DJ TLM TV, right here with the one and only Eskei83.
Thanks for having me.
No doubt, man. We're here at Red Bull Thre3style, the Dutch finals. Well, actually the finals are over now, and you guys have been asking me a lot of questions about routines. I see you get inspired by Red Bull Thre3style. You want to know how to make routines, how to get started. Now, this is no tutorial, but I have someone here who's an expert at this, so we're just going to chat a bit about routines, and maybe some useful tips for you will be added in here. So you just judged the battles, and we have a winner, DJ Irie.
Yeah, congrats to him.
Big shout out to Irie. What is it that you're looking for when it comes to a good routine? What makes up a good routine when you see these battles over here?
I want to see a DJ that is using a track that people know or might not know and flip it in their own style.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's actually what I'm looking for. Basic as that. I want to get introduced to a track and see how the DJ is flipping.
Instead of just playing music.
Right. What is
battles?
Right. What is your idea of this song?
Yeah. We saw some of that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But what you also see, especially with the freestyle battles, is DJs come prepared, but they also use a lot of edits in their routines. And that's like standard now, right? You see all DJs do this.
Yeah.
You use a lot of edits as well?
Yes, I use a lot of edits. I'm a big fan of using technology, and that means all kinds of technology. Like when I first got in touch with this kind of editing, it was when Serato and Ableton announced the bridge.
Yeah.
It was a plugin that was connecting Ableton Live and Serato with each other, and you were able to like sample yourself or trigger loops and stuff and sync it to the stuff you were playing in Serato. And I was trying to get creative with it, and I found out that if I use this tool to create new ways of performing, it offers me like a totally new dimension of DJing. But what I also found out was that I have to bring so much extra equipment that it's so hard to perform this live in a club that maybe has like a little different setup as I have at home.
Yeah.
That I might do a mistake, I might mess up.
Yeah.
And that was the moment when I realized the bridge is cool to find the idea, but to be safe and really perform it well, you need to make an edit, and you need to like bounce out a stem or samples, or let's call it a battle break or battle record file of the track that you want to perform. So all my routines are actually kind of a battle break record that is using the technologies of loops, scratching, turntablism, cue point juggles, and stuff like that. So yeah.
But you do need a lot of preparation to use that in a performance, right? Because tonight I also saw a couple of DJs in the middle of their routines. You could tell like sometimes they trigger the wrong cue point, and all of a sudden they're not at the point where they need to be in the routine.
Yeah.
So how long does it take for you, like when you did freestyle, like that finals battle, your routine? How long did you prepare for?
Oh, that's a question. Yeah, that's a question that a lot of people ask me super often. And like for the first Thre3style in 2013, where I became 3rd place, I was taking all of my time to prepare for the battle. But after that, like 2014, when I came back, I was more into like go on stage and represent what I'm all about and what I do on a regular club night. And I love to do, like, I love to manipulate tracks. Some guests really hate it when you switch up their favorite track, but actually at 2014 Red Bull Thre3style, I just put like the best of my routines and idea of switching and flipping tracks into 15 minutes. And then like, I think 80% of the stuff that I was playing, I played like for already like couple of months or even 1 year or even 2 years.
Yeah.
So I was super confident doing it.
That's a big difference.
It was not a new set and I didn't had to prepare it. I was aware of how will the crowd react to it.
Yeah.
And I was pretty safe doing it because I did it 100 times already.
And you already know that it's going to have the right effect on the crowd, right?
It's when you watch my final video, you can see how self-confident I was because I did this thing couple of times already.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell a lot of Freestyle DJs. If you have a good flip of a song or a good routine, do it as often as you can for the crowd and find out if it works or not. If it's not working, play something else.
Most definitely. Because that's one thing, like for myself, I call myself a freestyle DJ because I never prepared sets. I always just came to a club. Of course, I knew the music I had, and when I started to play digitally, I made cue points, so that's preparation also, but I never knew what I was gonna play. And I like that because I can go off the crowd. But I did also notice that sometimes after a gig, I thought, okay, at this gig, it would have probably been a lot better if I had at least some parts prepared.
Yeah.
You know, but not in the normal way of just selecting tracks and preparing a normal mix. And I was kind of stuck on that, and that's when I actually got introduced to Freestyle. And you were probably one of the biggest inspirations for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna have to look at this differently. There are ways to come with prepared sets, but that can add, well, everything's leaving my pocket, like prepared sets that can really add something to it. And I'm gonna be working up to that level.
Yeah, I mean, what you could do, and I'm pretty sure you have something like this, like go-to mixes. Like when you play this one certain song, you know, if you drop this song after that one, like in exactly this point of the track, you know people will go crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I do since a couple of years. I make like mini sets. So I have like a crate that says, for example, pretty famous routine that I did, that I do since Hotline Bling was out. I play a track by Skepta. It is safe, and it says ring, 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 is your mommy on the phone? And I go in to pick up the phone, and I go into Hotline Bling, and I go from Hotline Bling into Crank That Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
And this is 4 tracks that work really well together, and I'm not the only DJ doing it, because a lot of DJs figure out that this is working well. Yeah. But if you prepare well and go a step further and prepare all this, and you don't need time to search for the tracks, you can be really fast, mix seamlessly between, and can even add scratching. And this is like a little mini set that every time I play this, it takes off. And I know a lot of people have heard it before from other DJs, because it's really like, the idea is not new.
Of course, I've seen that over the years a lot of times. Like some tracks, they will just go together, and the DJs that play longer, they will figure that out.
So the way you present it is the way that makes you different from the others, you know? So, and that's why to start working on routines, mini sets are a good opportunity, and especially it helped me a lot when I had a bad day. We all have bad days.
And you're not inspired, and then you have that go-to little set.
Yeah, or you had problems at home, or you had like problem with your stomach or whatever, and you need to work and you need to deliver. So you have to have something that works.
Yeah, because it gets the crowd going, and in return that gives you the energy to start going again. We've all been there. If you've been playing longer, you had those nights where you're not feeling well, or you're actually just hanging over the toilet 5 minutes before you have to go on, but the show must go on, and then you need something to get you in that right set. I have to give a shout out to DNS because I play with him a lot, and he has a lot of those mini sets, especially because I play with him more often. I can recognize him, so when I heard that first track, I know, okay, he's going into this, but I've seen how the crowd reacts to it when we come to a new spot, so it definitely works. So
I want to add something to it. Jazzy Jeff said something, you need to be comfortable with your hits. And I think he meant it in a way like playing Summertime all over, like every time, again and again, or the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, these kind of tracks. But for me, it meant that maybe I'm sick of this routine or that transition or this mini set because I played it 1,000 times. But if I come to a city where I've never been before, like last night I've DJed in Lille in France, in a club for after show party where probably no one have ever heard a set from me before. I was able to like bang out crazy shit and people were loving it.
And it works.
And I had like a library of crazy transitions and I don't even have to think about it. And the crazy thing was the turntables were not working. I was DJing in internal mode and had no S9 mixer, I had a 900 mixer, and I brought my iPad to trigger cue points. And I was so confident with my routines that I could like trigger them off of an iPad, Serato in internal mode, you know?
That's crazy.
You know, and people after that were talking and giving me props, and this is, in a hard situation like this, you can deliver. And you can get new fans. That's why it's really important to be prepared. If it's a routine or a mini set or whatever, it doesn't matter, but be prepared is really important.
And knowing your music.
Right.
We saw that tonight also with a couple of DJs that you could tell that they definitely dug deep in the crates and came up with all kinds of ways to creatively match tracks together. So that's a great thing to see, and I hope that helps you out. If you have not checked his sets online, you need to go check that out. Links are in the description below for sure. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Like I said, audio, video wasn't that great, but it's all about the content. I want to thank Eskei83 for taking the time out to share some of his knowledge with you guys, and I hope it brought you some value. Now, if you want to share some of your own experiences when it comes to making routines or doing routines, join the conversation in the comment section down below. Now, if you like this video, make sure you like the video, share the video, and if you're new to the channel, I do a lot of DJ related content like tips and tricks, tutorials, and sometimes footage like this, so consider subscribing. I'll be back soon, guys. Peace.